All right, here we are. We're just going to jump straight into this one. I know it's been a very eventful couple of weeks in baseball, and you can see James is already excited. James, how you feeling today?
How am I feeling? How are all the Met fans feeling? We're feeling great. I do not want the month of June to end. All right? They played excellent ball. We're sitting at 40-40 today as we speak.
500.
500 when in ninth inning against the Astros in a rain delay. The skies literally just opened up. The rain came down. We were going into the bottom of the ninth. The Mets were about to win the game, and then the skies decided to open up. So whatever it is going on, it looks like the baseball gods don't want the month of June to end either.
Well, I got some news for you. Tomorrow's July 1st, so June's about to end.
That's fine. Mets going into June. We're 24-33. Nobody saw this coming. They went on a tear. They haven't lost a series in the month of June. The big bad Yankees came into Citi Field, and they left with their tails between their legs.
Okay, don't
It wasn't
James.
just two W's. It was ass whippings.
Okay,
All right?
Okay, let's get one thing straight
Yes.
here. Honestly, timing of these games was just incredible for the Mets. The Mets got red hot, and the Yankees been, in a little slump lately.
A little slump lately. The month of June, they've been downhill. The stock is going down.
The first, 50 games was a slump for the Mets, but
That is true.
yeah, so the Yankees could fall into a little
Actually,
slump.
the first 57 games were a huge slump for the Mets.
We're in
right.
second place, still only half game back right now.
Right.
But Garrett Cole came back against game one against the Mets. First game back against a red hot team. Clearly, he didn't have the best stuff.
Well, it was his second game back, actually.
Oh,
and
yeah,
no, he
sorry.
didn't have his best stuff. His slider wasn't sliding. His fastball was flat. And the Met hitters, especially the young ones, were all over that fastball. Listen,
Yeah. Credit to them,
Absolutely.
Definitely credit to them.
Absolutely. Listen, here's the thing, right? All jokes aside, let's put all the jokes aside, right? We won. We beat your asses. Fair and square. Scored 21.
Was it fair and square?
Absolutely. Edwin Diaz did not come into the
fair and
game
square?
with any sticky stuff.
What?
We scored 21 runs. We had 25 hits. The young kids were put on display, and they did their thing.
Yeah,
All right?
it was their day for those 2 days. The
Yes.
Mets got it, but
Yes.
I just want to remind you, later in July, you guys are going to the Bronx,
That's fine.
and when we whoop you guys in the Bronx, I don't want to hear it.
You're going to hear it. Listen, I don't run from it. Listen, the first 2 months of the season, what did I say? Met fans, calm down, relax, let the young kids play. Let's see what we have. And we're starting to see some positive things from the young Mets. Francisco Alvarez, behind the plate. The Mets are something like 19-3 when he catches. Remember, he was out for an injury for about 6 weeks.
That's actually a crazy stat. I was really impressed with that stat. As soon as he came back, he makes a difference.
Yes,
He's a difference
and
maker.
remember, J.D. Martinez wasn't here in the beginning of the season. So just up until about 3 weeks ago, you finally had Alvarez and J.D. Martinez in the same lineup, and they literally stretched that lineup. And on top of that, Vientos is hitting. He's looking good. He has 10 home runs, 23 RBIs, batting .297, and a .933 OPS and 128 at-bats. He's on pace for 40 home runs. I'm not saying he's going to get it. I'm joking. But he's looking good. If he can keep up that offensive production, we have ourselves a third baseman for the next 15 years.
Yeah, he's looked really, really
12
impressive. Same difference.
Yeah.
He's looked really good.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. I was impressed
Yes.
by him.
Yes.
I feel like he came out of nowhere. And, he's playing really well.
Yes.
Hitting the ball. Well, the whole lineup, but him in particular.
Absolutely.
Very
Absolutely.
well.
Lindor was moved in the leadoff role in the middle of May. He has been great. He raised his batting average 50 points. So he's looked good. His on-base percentage is over 500 from the leadoff spot. That's ridiculous. That means it's literally a 50-50 chance he gets on base. And that's huge for a leadoff
Is
batter.
that season or that was just
That's
June?
in the leadoff spot.
Oh, from the leadoff spot.
So the
Okay,
middle
okay.
of May. So that's impressive.
That's very good.
Here's another impressive stat, which I thought was interesting, right? The Mets have the best team OPS in the month of June. This June that we're literally leaving right now, tomorrow. The best OPS in the history of the franchise. That's remarkable.
I mean,
all right?
They got hot. The month of June, they got hot.
Yes.
I just want to remind you again.
Yes.
July is tomorrow.
July's tomorrow, right. Now, here's the thing. let's get serious. Where do we stand here now? All right, so in third place in the division. We're in a wild card race. Met fans, do we want to add? Do we want to subtract? Do you want to add and subtract? I'll tell you what I would like to do. I know there's a lot of Starlin Marte lovers. I like the guy, but I think it's time to let him go. Every year for the last couple of years, he's had an injury. I feel like he doesn't hustle a lot of balls out, and I still think they can win without him. He may be a move that we sell with him while that thunder was pretty loud.
Yeah.
So that's why they're not playing in Citi Field right now.
Yeah, rain delay.
Yeah. Marte's a guy that we could possibly part with. Severino's another guy who we can possibly part with. We got him for next to nothing. He's having a great year.
Yeah, he is. He's pitching really well. I'm happy to see that ex-Yankee. Happy to see him play well.
Yeah, he's having an excellent year. He's maybe someone we can part with, and then when Kodai Senga comes back, so we don't really miss much. Or if Met fans decide, hey, let's go for something here, maybe we add. Maybe we don't get rid of anybody and we add. But you have to part with young talent.
I don't think they should make any crazy big moves. Add a lot of payroll to their roster.
Right.
Only because even if you add a little bit, I don't see the team winning a World Series this season.
You know what? If they can find an ace somewhere, like a big time,
maybe a closer,
pitcher, and another
don't cheat.
Well, listen, another bullpen guy, another bullpen guy that don't have sticky stuff on his hands.
Yeah.
Do we need another bat? I mean, the offense has been amazing. They're averaging like 6.5 runs a game.
Offense is red hot.
Right. Like, do you even make a change to that? Lindor, Nimmo, Alonso, JD Martinez, Vientos, Alvarez.
With McNeil, I would say you would that'd probably be the first guy.
You want to hear the truth? Honestly, if I had to replace him, get a defensive second baseman who knows how to bunt. I mean, seriously. And then, do you really need another big bat there? The bats are looking really, really good right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I don't think I'd make any big, big acquisitions in terms of offense.
You think it's more defense and pitching?
Starting pitching right now,
yeah.
Absolutely. You can get a big-time starter, and you move him and Senga 1-2, and if you want to stay with Severino, you have Severino 3, and then you have the 4 and 5 guys battle out. Christian Scott comes up.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at a rotation that's pretty decent.
Yeah, right now, to me, this is just a hot flash for the Mets. They had a very hot month. We'll see if they come back down to earth, or even, not even being as good, because right now they're playing incredible.
Yes.
But maybe they'll come back down to earth a little bit and be that 500-ish team consistently. Like, they've been on a tear this month.
Yes.
Now, they've been playing way above average. If they come back down to average, I see them being a 500 team for the rest of the season.
Well, we're 500 now, 80 games in. We have another 82 to go. Mm-hmm. If you play 500, guess what? We'll finish at 81 and 81. Is that enough to get into a wild card spot? I don't know.
It might not be.
If you add a big-time pitcher and a big-time bullpen arm, can we play 4 or 5 games over 500? Now all of a sudden you're 85, 86 wins. That's going to be enough to get you a wild card spot. And then now it's a toss-up. You take your chances. Right?
It's close. I mean, granted, the wild card race is pretty close, even with the slow start the Mets had. So they didn't have a lot of ground to cover.
Right. We just had a bunch of teams. We had a bunch of teams ahead of us.
So they have a chance. Even if they don't have the greatest record, in the end, they still have a chance because of how weak the division is.
Absolutely. I agree.
Very, very weak division the Mets are in.
Well, the Phillies are really good.
Outside of the Phillies.
The Atlanta Braves won a series against your Yankees. So the Mets are in third place in a pretty tough division. Let's go over crosstown now. Let's go over to the Yankees. Listen, they started off red hot.
Yeah.
And they've hit a little speed bump here for the last 3 weeks. Are you surprised at all? Are you worried at all?
No, I'm not worried at all.
Okay.
That's baseball. Look at the Mets right now. They went from ice cold to red hot.
Okay.
Right now, we went from red hot to, subpar.
Are you concerned with Mr. Stanton going down? It almost seems like when he went down, so did the Yankee lineup.
Oh, man. I'll be honest, that did affect our offense just a little bit, but you got to give them time to adjust, find the correct pieces to insert into the lineup. I think we'll be fine. I'm very impressed with Rice at first base. He's been playing very well, hitting the ball pretty good,
It's always good to watch a young player.
Yeah. He's impressed me. And honestly, if he can stay hot, keep him in there. Let him keep playing.
Okay.
As far as Stan going down, I just think we insert a new piece. Somebody has to step up.
Okay.
I don't see it as a big deal. Well, I particularly don't think it's the offense is the issue. that we've had through these, through this month. I think the pitching, we lost a little focus. We got a little inconsistent with the pitching.
Okay.
We gave up so many runs in every loss.
Oh, yeah.
We can't win games giving up 8 runs, 7 runs a game, 6 runs. It's
Yeah.
very hard to win a baseball game.
Yeah.
I think if the pitching could, be a little more consistent, we'll be right back on track.
Okay, are you worried about Cole at all? Or do you think it's, he's rehabbing in the major leagues?
I think, yes, he obviously has to get the rust off. Didn't have the best outing against the Mets. He pitched today against the Blue Jays, shut him down, only allowed 1 run. He's still having a little bit of control issues, but he's still got some good stuff. When he's on, when he comes back 100%, I think he's gonna be that number 1 guy that we're looking for, and that's gonna be a huge boost to our starting rotation. I'm not concerned.
Okay.
Do you think we should be concerned? Because I don't believe we should be concerned.
So here's the thing. I think the Yankees are a really good team that has hit a little speed bump.
Yeah.
I don't think they're better than the Orioles. I don't think that they are better and are able to beat an Orioles team in a series.
The Orioles team is extremely talented. They got a lot of good. They got a lot of good guys on that team.
Yankees are built to win a championship this year. You didn't go
100%.
out and trade young kids for Soto.
Now, if we add a piece at the trade deadline, let's say we get a second baseman, we take Torres. Even though Torres hit good today after that benching he got, I think he needed that.
He got screwed.
But he's and yeah, Stroman went crazy on him. But I think they needed that. They needed a wake up call. Like, you guys are losing focus. They thought they were all of that. They lost focus.
Maybe they were
bit.
coasting through the season.
Yeah.
You can't lose type of thing.
Exactly. So I think that got him back on track a little bit. Torres hit good today, but do we make a move at the trade deadline to get a better second baseman that may be more contact, more defensive second baseman, or do we go after a third baseman, and fill that spot?
I think they have some holes, and I think after Judge, once Stanton went down, after you have Volpe, you have Soto, and he's been cold also, but he's gonna come back around. You have Judge. Just forget about it. But after Judge, like when the Mets played the Yankees, I just get past Judge and you're gonna be fine. Verdugo's back down to, he's back to the Verdugo from Boston, which was, he's a mid 200 hitter.
Yeah,
he's not really dangerous. He's not a big time 4 hitter. You have Torres there. You had Trevino. You had DJ LeMahieu. I mean, he
hit good today.
Yeah,
I think that's one thing that we need out of these role players. We don't need the bombs. We don't need we need, let the stars, let the Sotos and the Judges hit the home runs. We need more of our role players to be more contact and put the ball in play, get more singles. And be more consistent. If we could get some more consistency out of this lineup, we're unstoppable. We got nothing to worry about. I think it all comes down to being consistent.
Yeah.
If we can get, some days we can't hit the ball at all. And
except for your first 3. I mean, those guys are constantly getting on base. But you're right.
We just need more consistency. If we get more consistency in the bottom half of our lineup, World Series, here we come. I'm telling you right now.
Right.
All we need is consistency. And if we can add one piece, just one guy, I feel, one guy that can consistently get some hits, consistently make the plays on the field, that changes our whole lineup. That makes us even that much more dangerous. And I know the Yankees are looking into trade for a third baseman from the Rockies, McMahon.
Yeah.
That might be huge for us. Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that. Getting a good, consistent hitter, consistent fielder, and see where it takes us. That'll, like how the Mets, when they got Alvarez and Vientos, they stretched the lineup out.
Yes.
If we add one more consistent hitter, that's going to stretch it out. And I think that'll make us way more consistent than what we are.
All right. Now you guys split with Toronto. You didn't really want to see a split there. You want to win that series. But you know what? It was a late flight over to Toronto after a Subway series, after you guys took a pounding. You went to Toronto. You win. You split the 4-game series. Listen, it's better than losing 3 out of 4. But you really want to win 3 out of 4 against the last place Toronto Blue Jays team.
Yeah.
Now you're going into back into Yankee Stadium, and you're playing the Cincinnati Reds, who I believe lead the National League in stolen bases. Yes, I'm looking at right now. Yes, they do. Do you think maybe Trevino was exposed a little bit? It seems like he couldn't throw anybody out in the Boston series. Teams are going to start running on the Yankees a little bit more. Not concerned?
No.
Okay.
Not concerned. Boston exposed that, but they got to get guys on base first. If we make the plays and we pitch well, we'll be fine. If we hit and score runs, what's a stolen base here and there? That we'll be fine. I'm not really too concerned with all the stolen bases.
All right, I'm going to leave you with one more thing before we wrap it up here. So you have Cincinnati, you have Boston, and then you have the Rays, and then the Orioles.
Yeah,
and then
we go schedule.
Then we go into an All-Star break, which is kind of, I always thought it was earlier July, but it seems like the middle of July. 2022, the Yankees were, I believe, 61-28, something like that.
Here we go.
After the All-Star break, I think they played below 500 ball. Do you see this team mimicking what the 2022 team did? You pretty much have the same cast of characters besides Verdugo and Soto. You don't see it happening.
No
concern.
First of all, this is 2024. All right, we don't worry about 2022, James. This is 2024 with our 2024 lineup and our 2024 players.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
We hit a little speed bump just before the All-Star break. Now think about it. If we hit the speed bump a little early, we're gonna get out of the funk right at the All-Star break. Take us home to the World Series. Hopefully, we got another banner. We got some more rings coming to the Bronx.
All right, well, good luck to the Yankees. Both New York teams going in separate directions. Almost like the first 2 months of the season, both New York teams were going in two separate directions. Let's see. Listen, we have a lot of baseball left.
Yes, we do.
We've almost hit the halfway mark, a few games away. And it's going to be interesting. I think it's safe to say that the next Subway Series in Yankee Stadium, these two teams are going to look a lot different. When is it? July 23rd? Mm-hmm. Teams are going to look different, possibly. We'll see.
Don't be surprised when the Mets come to the Bronx and get spanked.
Yeah.
And, don't be surprised. We're going to be here on a Sunday and... I'm gonna be talking that talk, James.
I'm looking forward to my baby Mets abusing that right field porch. So, guys, let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about both New York teams, and we'll be on next week to discuss. Next 7 days should be interesting. Both teams, like I said, going in different directions. Let's see if the Yankees can maybe bounce back, and let's see if the Mets can continue their hot streak.
Yes, we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.